There. Good morning.
It's showtime!
What's up? Balakubak? It's showtime na pala. Oh my goodness. Oh shoot, mataas
Before
pala yung volume ko
balakubak
dun.
kasi.
What?
Balakubak.
Balakubak. What's up, Balakubak?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh my goodness.
Ikaw, may
Sweet
chismis ka ba
naman.
for us today na isi-share?
Nandun na, na-share ko na.
Na-share mo na?
Flip
Saan?
side.
Saan?
Flip side.
Yung sa mga chat. Oh, sige, tinan natin. Tinan natin ang latest chismis dito sa The Flip Side.
Ano ba?
You realize that would have been a perfect moment to like just play the intro.
I
but
know I didn't have it on, at
we
not,
didn't
but
have it
I'm trying here.
coordinated. No.
was
I
trying-
don't expect you to read my mind. I just realized it while I was saying it.
No, actually,
Not
I
blaming
had
you.
that in mind already. I was like trying to rush getting my mouse pointer in the right button or place.
Stop explaining yourself. Sa barangay ka magpaliwanag.
Oh, sige na nga.
Two guys from two sides of the world. The Flip Side with Jay and Noel. Catch us live every Wednesdays and Sundays, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Philippines. Now, your hosts, Jay and Noel.
Your host, Jay and Noel.
Ganda.
Mainit?
Feels so good to get
Ganda.
the intro out of the way.
Nice.
Right,
Good
right.
job.
I feel like if that intro doesn't play, I still got like such a world on my shoulders, like
Well, literally, you
puto
got an
bababa.
elbow on your shoulder right now.
yan pa lang, nakaakit-akit na yan. Sexy elbow.
Wow. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got skin today.
Ladies and gentlemen, I changed my shirt today.
I know.
Uy, before we get into the chismis, I wanted to acknowledge the effort and the love of my partner here. Napaka ano naman, oh. Look at this.
Oh.
If you've been following the past episodes, you might have followed this shirt, which I just changed from, by the way. This shirt has been slowly degrading the past 100 episodes up until first the hole was just this small, and then it got a little bigger, and then by the 100th episode, it was deteriorating by itself. My whole shoulder was coming off, and Jason here was just so embarrassed for me. And then one
Ladies and
day,
gentlemen.
I took it out of the shelf or took it out of the closet, and then
Look
wala
at
nang butas.
Surprise.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, please support the show so that we can afford to buy some t-shirts.
Baka naman, may ano dyan.
Baka naman may
Sponsor
sponsor
dyan.
dyan. Hey, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? I don't know. Can you hear me? TikTok, can you give me a thumbs up?
Oh my God.
That's not even a joke, though. That would be awesome. Like I'm known for the guy that's wearing all these crappy shirts all
Right.
the time, and then all of a sudden we have like a t-shirt, sponsored segment or show or whatevs, and that would be awesome.
So what's going on? How are you?
Ito, I'm just a little warm all of a sudden. Baka pwede pa ano.
So
I don't know what's
sad.
going on. Like right now, I am hot. I'm actually hot.
So
granted,
sad.
I'm wearing a
Yung-
sweater and a shirt.
You can share the Chinese food.
Share the Chinese food. Yeah, okay. On our way, we took a little walk around. Our usual therapy walk with the dog. Actually, I didn't
Okay.
want to bring the dog, but he looked so sad not to. Did you just take out a fan?
I took out my
My
camping
gosh.
fan, man. I'm hot.
And there's this Chinese restaurant that we've sort of been raving about because it's Chinese ramen with these special
Chinese
fish
ramen?
balls. Yeah, well, it's soup. Basically, it's ramen. But
Right.
what makes ramen ramen? But we call it Chinese ramen because it's made from a Chinese ingredients, Chinese restaurant. Tastes really good, but we call it tawag ba nila Chinese ramen dun sa menu
Yeah.
nila?
No, it's
Chinese
just
ramen
noodle
yata
soup
yung
for
tawag rin
Chinese.
nila. It's noodle soup, but
Noodle soup. That's
it's got so much stuff going on in it that I guess they decided to call it ramen, Chinese ramen.
Right.
But last week we walked there, they were closed. I
Okay.
guess maybe Chinese New Year lang, that's why they were closed. And then we walked by there again today. Talagang wala na yung mga posters, all gone. So it was like one of those things where buti na lang we took advantage of it while it was there. You never know how long
What do you mean they
something's going
closed
to
down all of a
last.
sudden?
Gone,
Yeah, gone.
empty.
And then
Really?
the other restaurant there,
Oh.
closed na rin. Oh my God.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 Chinese restaurants there. Only one of them survived. We went to
Three.
almost all of them,
Oh,
but there was just this one favorite one that we had, the Chinese ramen place, gone. So I'm gonna
No
go
more
back to my
is it like
diet.
restaurant.
so? Is it like a beef stew noodle soup type of thing?
Yeah, parang
Yeah.
yun yung
Love
specialty
those
nila eh,
things. Oh, oh. I
with
don't know if they're called
noodles.
ramen though. I don't think they're called ramen.
Specialty din nila yung Peking duck. Oh my God.
Meron din
Oh.
ganun.
Peking duck.
God.
Oh my god.
Speaking of which, so we got ducks, right? About 3 months ago, we got ducks, and then we saw them. Ano to? The eggs came out. You know, we didn't get them for balot. We let them survive, and now we got like little chicketings, little ducklings running around in the backyard.
Nice.
And then last week, on the way to San Mateo to see my son, it happened to be it's like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning because we got it before like 7, 8, 9 at night. So gabi yun.
right.
It was at night where we got these ducks. And then
Right.
6, 7 o'clock in the morning, one Friday morning last week, Tin says, "Oh, that's where we got the ducks." And then there's all these ducks that like have their necks cut off. They're like
Oh
laying
god.
the. So we nag-rescue kami ng 3 ducks.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And then
cool
from-
though.
From those 3 ducks, now they're
Now, when
6
in a couple of months you can have
chicketings.
Peking gourmet. Get it?
Oh, we don't plan to eat them. But
So-
yun, it was just it up until now the image in my head is still like, gosh, that's where we got those ducks, and they're just all
Right.
laying
Well,
dead on the table.
We always seem to go back to food. Okay, let me share this real quick. I don't know why. We're getting off topic here, but last night, by far, my wife made the most delicious meal that she has ever cooked. So there's a number of things that she cooks that are my favorite. So one, her bolognese pasta is just amazing. Ah, it's so good. It's not even funny.
Sa live,
Mm.
kasi nag-order ako.
And then,
And then she made this. It's like a
oh, you have a picture.
beef bolognese.
Wow.
It's called beef bolognese. It's para siyang in comparison to beef caldereta. And it
Okay.
was
Caldereta?
Is this
parang
wait, hold on, so I could just relate. Is this related to any kind of culture, country, or is it still
It's-
Filipino and then just her
it's
rendition?
French. It's French.
It's French.
It's beef bolognese, but it's very, very similar to caldereta. Okay.
Yeah.
But this one was slow cooked and she made it for 8 hours.
What?
Yeah, she slow press
Ano pangalan ulit?
beef,
Beef
bolognese. No,
Hindi, ang tagal
yeah,
sa
beef
oven
bolognese. Ano na?
Ang tagal sa oven.
8 hours. 8
Well,
hours.
what's happening in
siya,
8 hours? 8 hours in the oven?
Yeah.
No, slow cooker. Para siyang pot. It's like a pot. It's a slow cooker. You just
Oo.
turn it on, you
Yeah,
put
yeah.
the timer, and it regulates the heat or
Mm.
whatever.
Yung iba kasi nilalagay sa oven. Like, nilalagay sa casserole na...
Oh. Yeah. But
Tapos,
this
ilalagay
this
ng...
one, beef bolognese, it had mushrooms, beef, obviously, carrots, potatoes, onions, and garlic, and whatever. I kid you not. Oh my God. Para kung, hindi pa, the best part, I tell you this, I ate it without rice.
Mm.
Oh.
It was that good. You don't need rice. I think, actually, the first serving I had, I ate
Well,
it with
hold
a
on.
little bit of rice.
What does it have for like the yung side, like what replaced rice? What do you call that? The carbs?
Yeah, no. Me, I had garlic bread instead because I had it with rice first. It was good.
Sarap ka tayo
And then-
nun, couscous.
That's the kind of rice that I had last night. It was couscous.
Yeah.
I had
Mm,
couscous
mm,
with
mm.
it.
I really like that.
So I ate it with that. It's okay. But on my second serving, I actually
Mm.
decided to do garlic bread, right? Oh
Mm.
my
My
God. When you
gosh.
scoop that whole thing, put it in your mouth. That beef, I kid you not, yung beef para siyang nag-melt. It melted in my mouth. It was so delicious. By far, I told my wife, this is the by far the most amazing thing you cooked. My most favorite thing that
Mm.
she's ever cooked. You know, and she's cooked a lot of
Mm.
stuff. And oh my God,
Mm.
Hashtag sana all.
Mm.
sana all right.
Well, what's the difference between that and caldereta?
I think.
Caldereta is ano na
Well,
may potato.
It's nice that we
the
have something to relate to, like to jump off from. But how
right.
different is it from caldereta?
Well, the seasoning's definitely different. This one
Mm.
has like parsley, basil,
Mushroom.
other stuff, and there's for seasoning wise, and there's also mushrooms, carrots, potatoes, the beef itself, and tomato sauce, pasta sauce. Um,
It's not the same ingredients.
it's not. It's not. I mean, it's very similar for the main ingredients, but ang sarap, grabe. Sobrang talagang yung garlic bread eh. So kumakain din ng garlic bread si Arya sa tabi ko, right? And tagal
Mm.
niyang kumain. So
Ginawa
I'm
mo?
like I'm taking her garlic bread a little bit at a time so I can dip it on my sauce. I was like,
So
she's
di
watching.
nakakaumay.
Saw. So grabe
So
lang
the
talaga.
sauce is killer, but
Oh
the beef itself also is so soft. Is that what you mean?
no. Oh my God, I can't say anything bad about this. The sauce,
Mm.
ubos na lahat ng beef and those whatnot. Ang natitira na lang sauce. I didn't want to just put it in the sink. I had to like get more bread and dip it and like clean it out. Ang sarap ng sauce, grabe. You know,
Hmm.
8 hours siya
Gosh,
nasa slow cooker.
that's an
Are you
interesting thing
able
to
to?
think about, diba? Yung the whole idea that what you call this whole idea that it tastes practically the same. It's like you said, beef
Mm.
caldereta, like a Filipino
Mm.
dish that we have.
Yeah.
But come to think of it, parang just like these little changes, well, little change like cooking it for 8 hours
Yeah.
will bring you close to that caldereta taste or whatever it is that we're basing it off from. Just a little
Mhm.
change, but it's going to be such a world of difference also.
Oh,
Does that make any
huge
sense?
difference. Yeah. Huge
Because
difference, you know?
if you describe something like this to someone, let's say that's eaten caldereta, parang why bother 8 hours? Mag-caldereta ka na lang.
Yeah, no, there's a huge difference because all the flavors are seeped out of each ingredient and actually mixed together. You know,
This is the whole idea of maybe like reading an adventure off of a book or watching it from a Discovery
yeah.
documentary, but it's not the real
Talking
thing
about
when you're
food again.
really there.
right,
Diba?
right.
Like, yeah, you can talk about it like, yeah, it tastes like caldereta, pero sa totoo lang, in real life, it's not. You
It's
gotta
not.
taste, you
It's
gotta
not.
be there to experience it. It's just,
Correct.
it reminds me of one of those experiences. Now, you talk about one thing, but it's not the same as actually being there.
It's literally the phrase. It's you had to be there, you know, type of thing. Yeah. Anyway,
Hashtag you had to be there.
hashtag you had to be there. That's right. Um, if you can jump ship here real quick, the best thing that I mean, not the best thing, but one of the things that really bugged me and I want to talk about, I sent you a video earlier on Facebook. I actually have that clip ready here if you don't mind. It's about, we're going to be jumping back into this again. It's about how migrants are taking over basically and just hopping the border. And this really got to me. If you don't mind, okay, if we can just watch this for a couple of minutes, it really, what's that?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. If you don't mind,
Okay. That's
Ay, nako. Hindi mapakali
It's
tong
just-
isang to eh. Pakita mo. Sige na, pakita mo. Pakita mo
okay.
na. Oh,
Ano yan?
sige,
Ano
sige,
yan?
sige.
Ano yan?
Okay,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Oh,
Ano
yan, yan.
Isa
Sige,
dyan.
sige.
Oh.
Oh,
Ayaw-ayaw pang kumain, di ba?
oh.
Oh my
Ayaw-ayaw
God.
pa. Nung
Hmm.
kumain, biglang napasigaw, ang sarap!
Mm. Nasabi lang yung bolognese eh. Bolognese ba to?
Yeah.
Tomato
I,
sauce.
I
Bolognese.
love pasta. I can eat pasta every day. It's so insane. Oh my God. Ito na naman the other night pala. Sorry, go ahead.
She was like, "Oh, I want to cook tomato-based pasta, but we don't have any tomato. We don't have any tomato sauce."
No,
So I
not
said-
tomato in can.
So sabi, paano yan? Eh di gagawa na lang ako.
Sarili
Ayun.
ko.
So gumawa siya, sarili niya. She
Oh my
made her
God.
own tomato
Those
sauce
are the
with
best.
real tomatoes. So yun lang.
Right.
Pinagmamayabang ko lang.
Oh, that's even perfect. Yun ang mga kailangan pinagyayabang, yung mga you make your own sauce. Tingnan mo
Yeah.
naman yan, oh.
Yeah.
Nah. I don't know what it is. When it comes to pasta or sandwiches, I'm a sucker. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. That looks so good. Is that real
Okay.
basil on the garlic bread?
Is that real basil?
Yeah,
Yeah.
real basil and garlic. And
There you go. That's
Butter.
what I'm talking about.
That's the problem that we have in this house now. Like we're spoiled. When it's when it's subpar, we're like, ano ba to?
Ano ba
Ano ba
ito?
yan?
Nagluto ka pa.
Thank you.
Tapos, pag
Thank
hindi
you,
ka
thank
nagluto, naghahanap ng pagkain.
Yeah, dude.
Wag ganun naman palagi eh. Diba?
Always be thankful for anyone that feeds you. Do not bite the hand that feeds you.
Exactly.
So,
All right, to get
Okay.
a little serious here. To get a little
Game.
serious. All right.
Let's
so
do it.
basically, there's a situation in New York City. As you know, President Biden has basically gotten to be really, really light in regards to illegal immigrants that are coming into the country. In a way, as opposed to having them deported back, he's basically embracing it and just say, hey, you know what? We'll help you get started. Yada, yada, yada.
if you can't beat them, join them.
Right. Well, it shouldn't be. I'm sorry. Because this is what's happening right now. The country is in dire straits right now where everything is more expensive. Groceries, gas, rent. People are getting more homeless because of the prices. It's insane. And then all of a sudden, people are being displaced or are being kicked out of places so that illegal immigrants can be put into shelters. You know, they're being accommodated. A school in New York City was basically cleared out. Okay, the students were cleared out and displaced from their own high school because the government wanted to use the school as a shelter to house these illegal immigrants, these migrants, or whatever.
I heard about that.
Yeah, this is that one video that I wanted to share you real quick because this really
While you're looking for that, somebody in one of those videos even had a comment where like black people or minorities in America that are U.S. citizens are actually getting less benefits than these immigrants themselves.
Exactly. I don't get it. Some of these. Well, let's watch this real quick.
One of 20 buses moving 2,000 illegal immigrants.
2,000 illegal immigrants. All right. One of
I
20
heard
buses.
that.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Give me a thumbs up if you can hear it, by the way.
Like, where do I fall in line?
Into a New York City high school, leaving the kids
Can you
with
hear
no
it?
school to learn in and their parents pissed off.
New Yorkers are upset and we've had enough.
You guys getting booted out of school? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Let's talk to some parents who are probably pissed off.
Oh, I'm fucking pissed.
We got countless amount of buses coming in.
He's that piece of shit. I hope you all sleep really well tonight. Everything for free.
How many people end up coming in?
1,900.
How many migrants are in New York City right now?
Around 160,000. 60,000 are in the care of New York City facilities or shelters or hotels.
How do you feel stealing our tax money? The whole country's doing a bad job. They're allowing anybody to come through. We don't know anything about them.
What do you think the solution to all of this is?
Mass deportation.
My kids deserve to be in school.
The next day, the locals were pissed.
What's going on out here?
They should be back where they belong. We keep our borders open. They're flooding in here by the thousands.
If you're gonna bring them here, have a freaking plan.
Nobody here voted for Sanctuary City.
They got better drip than me. It's weird.
They've been knocking on doors, begging for food.
That's one of 20 buses.
So,
Gosh, I don't know if there are different kinds of racism, but I get this feeling that because
This is
these
moving to-
migrants are coming over,
right.
I have a feeling that it's brewing some kind of racism. Like I hate you just because you are from somewhere else.
Well, that's one of the biggest things that's happening, obviously. Now, all of a sudden, the anger is coming out on each people or each person because, well, they have every right to. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I know it sucks, we talked about this when in regards to the border, that hole in the border episode that we talked about, right? Got a lot of backlash in regards to what I said about supporting the razor wire fence and whatnot. Okay, fine. Well, this is what's happening. Everybody's coming in illegally, and then all of a sudden they're being housed. Now citizens of the actual country are being taken out from their own little facility or places that they need to be in, let alone students who need a school to learn, just what, to house the illegal immigrants? On top of that, New York City right now has a program where I believe some of them are getting $500 to $1,000 into like debit cards as benefits to help them with food and whatnot.
Welcome with food and drink.
Right? It's crazy. I mean, how can any government really decide this is okay? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't
Here's a
be
question
okay.
for you. What if those
Yeah.
people on the bus are Filipinos? Would
I
would
wouldn't
we
be
feel the same way? Would we be as pissed off?
Yes,
Like saying,
I
"Oh,
would.
these people shouldn't be here."
I would.
Pero they're like, "Uy, kabayan! Uy, pare!"
Patulong naman. Uy, may yosi ka ba? Pahingin naman isa. Oh,
Oh,
man.
grabe biyahe namin. Tagal-tagal ng biyahe. Would you be kicking them out if you found out that your relative, friend, Filipino friend is one of those illegal immigrants?
Yeah, probably. No, I'm not kidding. I am extremely grateful for my grandparents for getting us here. With that, we waited for over 2 decades to get here. Okay, not two. At least my dad waited 2 decades to bring us here. Okay, and it cost a lot of money. We had to go. Still remember the process of, getting your medical tests, your X-rays, going back and forth to the U.S. Embassy and the Philippine Embassy, and filling out the proper paperwork, getting the proper IDs, and all that stuff. The money it took that my dad spent as well, it's insane. It took a long time. Some people are saying in a lot of the comments that were coming up is because, okay, well, not everybody has that option. Not everybody. Well, yes, then at least try to make something. If you don't have that option, maybe the money that you spent to get to where you need to get to hop the border, you try to use that as your first step to get here legally. It's not fair. We are citizens of this country who did what we had to do to become U.S. citizens, okay? And then there's too many people who are illegal immigrants, just taking it easy to get here. And then now as a taxpayer, I have to put my share to pay for all of this. That doesn't sound right. To me, it's not fair. It's not like I make a lot of money. I don't make a lot of money. I would like to think that the taxes that are being used to pay for any of this is being used for something good, for something smart. There's a whole place in Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, to begin with, is a city that is suffering economically and financially. But yet, the government decides, you know what? Let's open up a couple of these apartment complexes and let's house illegal immigrants as well. For free. For 2 years.
You're just pissed off because you got a U.S. passport. The question is, when are you going to get your Chinese passport?
Never. I'm never.
When are they going to start dishing those out?
Oh my God, man! It's
free house and lot and jeepney if you change your passport to a Chinese passport.
even offered that. I don't know. I mean, you know what though? there's a lot of people as well right now that are literally becoming expats here because it has gotten to be ridiculous here. And it's the same thing, you know. But here's the best part. Yeah, they are leaving, but it's not like they're going to places illegally. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get a comment. That's not the same, you know. Everybody wants to go to the US. Nobody want to go to Indonesia. What, dude? Come on, man. No matter what, try to do it the right way. That's my point. You know, because even though it might be an easy way out, it's ridiculous.
I bet you this is going to be more reason for Trump to win. Is he going to run again?
Yes, he is running again.
I bet you he's going to win because of this.
You know what? I don't support his antics and whatnot, but if it's going to make this better, yeah, sure. Maybe I will vote for him.
Make America great again.
Exactly. Now I'm like starting to think that way, you know. I mean, looking at these numbers right here, 160,000 illegal immigrants in New York City alone. Okay. 60,000 of them are in shelters, food banks, and whatnot.
Well, hold on. Where are those buses coming from?
Who knows?
Wow. Like, did they come from that hole in the wall, like down south? Is it in San Diego or Texas? Where is that hole in the wall again?
In San Diego, California.
San Diego, and then they make it all the way to New York, you think?
Well, so here's what's happening. Once they sneak into the border, what's happening now, especially in that little place in San Diego, right? That hole in the fence border. The illegal immigrants are basically hopping the border or going through it, and then they literally wait there. What's happening is these border patrol agents will pick them up and put them in detention centers.
Right. Detain them, but not actually kick them out or deport
That's
them.
what's happening now. They're not being kicked out. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Because their countries don't want them. So now the country is being forced to basically give asylum or
Yeah. I remember China don't want them back. Like, you're like a traitor.
Right.
If you want to move to the States.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to move to the States, we don't want you back here.
It's like it's not hard anymore for the illegal immigrants to come over.
But the
they
thing
have
is,
made it so much easier, you know.
Of course, it's a security threat also, because who do you know who, like, can't be that all of those that are innocent immigrants. Some of them got to be spies. Some of them got to be like military aged males.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's one of the comments that was said in this video right there, that nobody really knows who these people are, where they came from, what they're capable of, yada yada yada. Can you blame them?
That together with this map about how the China is buying all these land around like military bases around the US.
Right.
Put that together with all these illegal immigrants, right?
That are coming in.
Vote in.
Man, it has gotten to be too much. It's just too much. Now this whole debacle in Texas has gotten even worse. You know, families in New York City rioting outside right now, government centers, public centers, and whatnot, because, well, why shouldn't they? There's just I don't understand. You know. I don't get why. What can be done? Is it as easy to just deport a mass deportation like this one gentleman said? I don't think it's that easy. You know, yeah, it's easy to stuff them in a plane and maybe send them off somewhere, but where do you send them? Even with that, who's going to pay for that deportation process? It's still the public. It's still the people. It's taxpayers. So how are they going to fix that? I mean, the border issue has been an ongoing issue forever, but I have never, ever in my over 3 decades of living here in the U.S. ever seen it this bad.
Well, come to think of it, it all begins with really the border, no?
Yeah, absolutely. That's where it's coming from. They're coming in the thousands. On a weekly
is it because these people? Is it because these people found out, these illegal immigrants found out that there's a hole in the wall? That's why they said, okay, let's go. There's an opening.
Well, it's not even just that. Obviously, sorry, go ahead.
Or did it start from their country? Did it start from their country and then were they like, where should we go? Or was there an invitation because the border wall is weak?
It could be a little bit of everything. The border protection has lightened up. The consequences of coming here illegally has obviously been lightened up. Um, Coming from Mexico, it's a business for some people over there to actually get people across. They've made millions off it. Um, Also, just better opportunity with less time and less resources to get here legally. So they're no choice but to sneak in. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I don't know who's to say where it all starts. It's all about getting here first. It's hard and it's disappointing. I don't think they'll be able to fix the issue of people sneaking into the country, but they cannot displace people from what they deserve as citizens, schools let alone, to accommodate for everybody else.
I guess this is being caught between a rock and a hard place.
Touche. That's actually well put. Well put. Guys, leave a comment if you watch this. Leave a comment in regards to this. Let us know what you think, and we would really appreciate it.
And
So,
again, what if those people on the bus are Filipinos? What would you do?
does it matter? I don't. I'm not trying to be mean to fellow Filipinos and whatnot because I can't. All right, in regards to something like this, I've been in an experience where an actual fellow Filipino who I hired and provided work to has taken advantage of my generosity and my patience. I had no choice but to fire them. Not because I didn't fire them because they're Filipinos. I fired them because they're horrible workers. You know, and sad to say, there's a lot more and more Filipinos who are here in the country who are taking advantage of fellow Filipinos, and it's
Yun na nga.
horrible. It sucks.
Yun na nga. I bet you if there were Filipino immigrants that come there, they'd be like, "Sino dito ang Filipino? Sino dito ang Filipino?" And then make friends with all the
Pwedeng patulong ba?
Filipinos.
Patulong?
Yeah.
Well, to answer, would I kick them out? Yeah, probably. Most likely, actually. I take that back.
Feed them a
Kasi
little adobo first.
it's
Lutuan
not
mo ng
right.
tuyo.
You know.
Hope you enjoyed your stay here, but sorry, I gotta let you go.
Yeah. Sabihin na lang natin, I go back to the Philippines, umuwi ako. And then all of a sudden, my application for dual citizenship, I was denied by the Philippines. What am I going to do? Try to legally go in? No. I'd visit still because it's home is home. No matter what, that will be my country in my heart, no matter what. But I'm not going to do any. That's one thing with me though. I don't mess with the law. I believe in karma. You know?
But maybe somebody would say, yeah, easy for you to say, Jason, but you're not being abused, or you have no idea what it's like to live in our country right now. So, I mean, they're doing it out of desperation, not because it's a choice for a vacation.
That's true, but it is easy for me to say because I have experienced both. I'm sorry, it's not like I had a perfect life in the Philippines. I was abused, taken advantage of, and whatnot. Same thing. When I got here, I had to work my ass off. Nothing is free. Nothing is easy. We have to work for it.
Pero grabe, no? Who would have thought that it would come to this?
Yeah, right.
It's like, jeez. Like out of all the countries, you would think that, the U.S. would have had it figured out. And then by one reason or another, this one all of a sudden is like people are walking in by like literally walking in, rolling in on school buses.
Yeah.
And
Can you
kicking
imagine?
high school
2,000.
kids out of their schools.
Yeah.
So that we can accommodate these immigrants, these illegal immigrants, these people. Like who would have thought?
How can that be fixed? Who knows? I mean, now I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know. Not only and it's one of the reasons as well why everything is going up in prices over here. Just to be honest with you, it's insane. Anywho, whatever. I'm sure there's going to be a way to fix that, but I don't know what else.
But that's the thing. I mean, that you could say that it doesn't affect us, but the fact that it affects prices and everything else that's going on, that's the part that's frustrating and scary.
Of course, it affects us.
Because you can't just turn a blind eye and like brush it under the rug or say like, they'll figure it out. The authorities will do something about it. But yeah, in the meantime, gas is what, $10 a gallon now? How much is it?
Not that crazy, but it's still expensive. It's like $3.50 right now, plus grocery stores. It's hard. You could barely feed a family of 5 with $100 now at the grocery. That's not enough for 1 week. $100 is barely enough to cover 2 days or 3 days for food. Maybe 2 days.
Does the illegal immigrant situation correlate to the gas prices?
No. I don't think it correlates with the gas prices at all. But everything else, it does. Rent prices.
Yeah, how does it make everything more expensive?
Supply and demand. For one thing, for the easiest explanation for that, supply and demand. The demand for food, renting, clothes, etc., schools.
So a lot of these people want to get housing and whatever it is that they might need,
right.
Illegal or not illegal, or illegal or legal. More people are needing it.
And the craziest thing is, a lot of them are literally taking advantage of the system. I'm sorry. The help that the government gives for food, like SNAP benefits or food assistance or energy assistance or rental assistance, they're for people who needs it, who is actually hopefully not going to be in that situation forever.
I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat here real quick. Put on my tinfoil hat. Let's say, back in the days with the pandemic, the vaccines and everything, or maybe even take it all the way back to, let's say, 9/11, conspiracy theory thinking that, there's these group of people that want to rule the world and they want to start a crisis, right? And then at the end of the day, 2024, they realize, maybe we didn't have to blow up those buildings, or maybe we didn't even have to do a pandemic. We could have just opened the border. It's easier. We want to start a crisis, just open the gates.
Can you imagine though if something like that? Well, that also brings the risk of some kind of pandemic happening again. What if another pandemic happens? What? Who's gonna be prioritized? Illegal immigrants or citizens? Let me tell you something too. During the pandemic, when we lost our jobs, you know how hard it was for us to get help and benefits? And I know that I've seen all over social media about all these illegal immigrants that got more benefits than we did. And it drove me crazy. I didn't want to bring it up, but,
When did all this illegal immigrant issue really start brewing? Like start brewing. Was it on Biden?
They've been around forever. The problem has always been there. But
it's been
I have never seen it this bad until President Biden took over.
Biden, yeah. There was like a graph or some chart that I saw, like the illegal immigrants a couple of years ago was this much, and then the year before that this much, and then when Biden or when some issue happened, all of a sudden it was like this much.
Correct.
Yeah.
So was it a Biden thing that started it?
So. I mean, he's not going to win another. So I don't even think he's going to really,
Ano, tara.
So
US.
No.
Stupid.
Diretso, may butas daw dun, tapos may benefits pa. Let's go. Pack your bags.
Buhay ka.
Oo naman. Siyempre.
Hindi lang ako.
Oh, ito naman, para namang di naman yun yung issue eh.
So, since we're switching on to a lighter version here, real quick, if you don't mind.
Speaking of pala US.
Oh.
Speaking of
but if you don't mind, real quick.
Past.
What happened? It didn't click.
Oh. Word of the day.
Sorry, that was a horrible transition. I was just trying to put that in there.
At least your lighting's good.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. So, millennial word of the day. Millennial words of the day are words that millennials and Gen Zers are basically screwing up. No, they're just
That's
making
another
it
way to
easy.
put it.
There's another way of putting it. They're just making it easy and cool and whatnot. But today's word is shipping. Can you take a wild guess?
To take something from one place to another.
No. It's about going into and being into a relationship.
Use it in a sentence.
When you want to see two people being romantic or being in a relationship, they're shipping.
Huh?
Yeah.
Parang layo.
Di ko gets.
Instead of saying relationship, they're shipping. You know?
What's the
Aw.
connection? How
Ben
is
and
that?
Ben and Jennifer are shipping.
Parang
Paano yun?
layo.
I know. Exactly. It's one of those stupid things that just whatever.
But why?
I
There's got to be a connection somewhere. What's shipping?
Relationship. They literally shortened it up.
Oh, I get it.
Oh my
Relation.
God. Are you
Ship.
serious?
You're so slow.
Shipping. You like my sound effect laugh here? I don't even
I
have
know,
to
right?
click a button or anything.
That makes it easier.
Yeah, check.
Sorry, go ahead.
Not even a fake laugh. As in, alam mong nakakatawa pag matawa. Tapos.
Right. So anyway, shipping. Yay or nay?
Yay!
Really? So, jumping in really quick. All right. I know we're running out of time. We're not running out. We got plenty of time. We got 20 minutes.
What you got?
Filipino stereotypes, the good, the bad, and the funny. I mean,
What do you mean?
this, Filipino stereotypes from all over the world, even in the Philippines, Like, what are some of the good Filipino stereotypes that you hear of? For example, Filipinos
this in the
love
news?
karaoke. No.
This is not in the news or anything, is it? It's just something that you thought of.
It's just something I thought of because I freaking fall into my household falls into I don't know, 5 out of 10 of these stereotypes. It's insane. I walk in my freaking house yesterday. What do I see in front of me? A sea of shoes and slippers all over the floor. And I'm like, what the F is going on here? Are we that kind of Filipino? I walk up to the kitchen. What do I see? A ball of one piece of bacon. I'm like, nagtira pa kayo. Kayo na nga lang nandito.
Yeah, that last bite. Is that a Filipino thing, that last bite that nobody wants to get?
Yeah, because I think it's like a, alam mo yung nakakahiya type of thing. How do you say that?
Jahe naman. You know what I think it is, where it's coming from? Like, if you're the last one that grabs that piece of chicken or whatever piece of whatever it is that we're all fighting for, you're going to be the one to wash the dishes.
Oh, really?
I'm guessing. Maybe. Like, who ate the last piece? Oh, why didn't you wash the dishes? Why didn't you wash the container?
Right.
Pero kung magtira ka, if you leave a piece, which what the guys do here also, if you leave a piece, you don't have to wash it.
I guess. But I've never heard of it that way, But some of the other stereotypes are like Filipinos love karaoke. That's obvious. I mean, Filipinos pretty much made karaoke a staple all over the world. Right? The magic mic type of thing.
Is it safe to say the Japanese invented karaoke and the Filipinos made it look good?
Yeah, I think so. But do you even know what karaoke means?
What does it mean?
In Japanese, it means an empty orchestra. No, you didn't know that, huh?
No, I didn't know that.
And it's not
meant
karaoke, it's karaoke.
karaoke.
Karaoke. It means empty orchestra, There's also the stereotypes of Filipinos being friendly. Now, that to me is questionable because, one, that only applies for Filipinos in the Philippines. In most cases, For me, a lot of times for some reason. I mean, they're nicer here too, but they're a little bit more snobby and snotty over here.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of Filipinos here are freaking snotty as hell. I'm sorry. You know, parang yung palagi nagmamayabang, tapos they're always trying to outdo each other.
Oh, I'm so itching to say that Filipinos can be racist to fellow
heck yeah.
Filipinos. To fellow Filipinos.
That's exactly what I was saying. That's
You
what
know?
I was going to say.
I don't like you. Why not? Because you're Filipino and so am I.
No, they're not racist in that way, but they're still very judgmental.
Like,
You know.
you're
Yeah.
probably an illegal immigrant.
Did you come from San Diego through that hole?
Yeah, exactly. Did you come in a yellow bus and then a yellow school bus?
Oh my God. Now that's a little racist. Rice is life. Yay or nay? That's a stereotype for Filipinos.
Yeah.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of rice a little bit though. It's messing up my life. Too much
How many do you have
much
on your
carbs.
list? You actually have like a whole list?
Well, there's quite a bit. You know, like basketball is number one. Number one sport practically in the Philippines.
Basketball is life.
Yeah. And my favorite is Filipino time. Always late.
Your favorite, meaning the most annoying thing that you don't like about Filipinos?
I just hate it. It's insane. I hate it. I don't get it. You're gonna say, okay, dinner reservation is at 7, 8 o'clock. Nobody's there yet, and you're the first one there. It drives me insane.
You know, there's a similarity with Filipino time, or like the underlying psychology behind it, with the last piece of chicken that nobody wants to get.
Right.
Parang yung jahe, like if it's Filipino time, because you don't want to be there too early because you don't want to look too eager. You don't want to be too late because you don't want to be disrespectful, but you also don't want to you also don't want to be like too eager to start the party. Filipinos just basically just want to blend in, I think.
Well, in regards to like gatherings, still Filipinos like to make an entrance, as far as I can tell.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like an entrance, like a grand entrance?
Not like a grand entrance, but it's like there's a certain way where your presence when you walk through that door is like, I want to be looked at, type of thing. You know?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Although
Maybe
I
it's
can
just
see
my
where you're
experience.
coming from. Maybe a couple of your titas are like that, but the way I see it is like I would reason out that I don't want people to be looking at me when I walk in there. That's why I'll just come in a little late, like when everybody's
you
all
know
busy.
what? That might be.
When everybody's all busy already.
Yeah,
and
that might be
eating.
a better way of looking at it. Maybe I'm looking at it too negatively. Just
Right?
like this past weekend, what I experienced, literally, I walked in on my peripheral vision. I saw people just like look up at us and like,
Your Filipino party.
man. So there's these very lighthearted, funny, and good stereotypes, right? But there's these Filipino stereotypes that it pisses me off. No other as well. You know? How people get off stereotyping Filipinos as this way. Like, for example, one of the biggest things here, especially in the country, Filipinos don't speak English well. Or they don't speak English at all. I'm like, come
Okay.
on. English is like practically the second language spoken in the Philippines.
It's a stereotype that Filipinos don't
Speak English
well?
or they can't speak it well. Yeah, it's crazy. And then the other one so they make it sound like here the stereotype. I've heard this on multiple occasions personally. That was actually when I say that I'm Filipino. Oh, so you've had dog meat? I'm like, come on, man. I'm not a savage. I'm not saying that Filipinos has never done that. But geez, do you really think that people are just gonna see a dog and like,
Like when you see a dog, a German Shepherd, sarapa. That looks good. That looks really good.
So, and then also, there's also the stereotype of the Philippines itself. Like when visiting the Philippines, is like if you've seen one island in the Philippines, it's all the same.
Isn't it?
No. You can't say that at all. There's 7,000 islands in the Philippines. Not one of them are okay. Some of them are similar than the others, but they're not all the same. Manila is Manila. There's no other place in the Philippines like Manila. Name one if you can. You can't. You know?
I wanna quickly mention the millennial legends again. You know, when I saw them, I felt so embarrassed for myself.
Right.
Like they're so into the country, the culture. They're even trying to learn Tagalog, Bisaya,
Right.
and they have such an appreciation for what we have. And here I am, like complaining about everything about Manila, the Philippines. Like every beach looks the same. It's like,
I still can't believe that you guys got lost in BGC, which is literally around the corner from you.
what do you mean got lost? Is there a lost?
What?
Oh no. We didn't get lost. Like we didn't know where to go. We were looking for something.
Is
And
that
we
that
just couldn't-
Carinderia place, the eatery?
Yeah. There was just something that we couldn't find. I'll tell you about
Okay.
it like, when they release the video, just so that I don't put any spoilers, I guess. But I think we already
Right.
talked about it. But yeah, we weren't technically lost. We were looking for something.
Right.
So yeah, we knew
I
where
thought
we
you
were.
guys got lost for some reason. I don't know.
No. We were just looking for something. But just going back to your point about annoying things, I guess about stereotypes.
Right.
But yeah, I just felt embarrassed for not appreciating it as much as. But in fairness to me, being Filipino, living here in the Philippines for so many years already, it's one of those things where you don't really appreciate it because it's there all the time. Maybe
Right.
one of those things. So maybe same thing with you guys and snow and the four seasons that I miss. I mean, you guys probably
It's always like
bitch
that,
and
though.
moan about it all the time
Oh, heck yeah.
because
Because it's
you
here.
take it for granted. You take it for granted because it's always there.
Right. Well, you never know. I mean, I'm tired of like it's 4 seasons over here and whatnot. I just want to move, but that's a different story.
You want to move? I'll tell you about this hole in the wall in San Diego, and you can walk back into that hole.
literally.
Let's land this plane. What else you got going on?
That's pretty much it for me, really. What other stereotypes are there? That we're loud, apparently.
Well, one of the things that I agree with my friend about karaoke and music here in the Philippines, if you're walking around the mall here, a lot of times to attract attention, and it feels a lot so intrusive that they're pushing the music and whatever it is that they're doing, thinking that you're also going to enjoy the music that they're listening to. So you're practically obliged to listen to whatever it is that they're listening to. I'm getting distracted here by some Chinese food. So ganito gumanti tong si Tin eh. So the Chinese place that we go to is closed.
Right.
She ends up ordering online, and now she's trying to show off some Chinese food that just arrived.
What is that? Hold on.
Ano ba daw yan?
Show me what's that.
Chinese
Buchi?
chicken buchi.
Siomai,
What's
Siomai.
buchi?
chicken, pansit.
Buchi. The dessert that looks like this
Oh, okay.
with sesame seeds.
So chicken, siomai. Where's the siomai? Let me see the siomai. Is that tempura?
Yun baka malaglag lang yun dito. Doon na. Kaya mo na. Hindi naman makakain yan ngayon. Ito talaga. Picturean mo na lang, tapos lagyan na natin sa screen. No, because you might spill it on the laptop and, we have an accident here. And... So that's it.
Anything else you want to bring up?
Well, I'm kind of keeping a close eye on these e-bikes that lawmakers are talking about lately.
Right. You called it, by the way. You called it. You said something's going to happen, and who's going to take responsible for it? Well, that's what's happening now.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was just funny that they had this law like
Right.
posted on the back of the wall of that e-bike store, that e-bike shop. And then I forgot to tell you that at the bottom of that brochure that I showed you last time,
Right.
it said, oh, here it is. It also says, so freebies that you get: warranty, free delivery within Metro Manila, and then all the way at the bottom, lifetime free service
For
for
e-bikes?
well, for this particular brand that we looked at. So
Lifetime free service. Really?
so saan ka
Wow.
pa, diba?
What constitutes that?
Maybe free oil change.
Free oil change is free oil change, man. You never know, right?
No, but I'm thinking there's probably no oil change because it's an e-bike.
Teka. Nagpadala, Christine just posted something. If I can share this real quick. It's like an
What you got?
unboxing of the food. That's how that Chowking wraps their food?
Oh, is it
That's-
Chowking? Is that what arrived?
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen that wrapping also, or that box actually. I didn't think that it was
Look at
Chowking, and she really took a
Oh,
video and uploaded it.
oh my god, that looks so good. Is that Chow Fun down there?
Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, it's my dad.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey.
That looks so good.
Safer to do it that way than to try to show it on this camera here in front of me.
Right.
Pero diba? Where were we? What were we talking about?
I have no idea. I forget.
Oh yeah, no, the e-bikes. Yeah. So the lawmakers are now trying to do something about it because you got pictures and videos of like 10-year-old, 15-year-old teenagers driving on the
Right.
road. Like I said, a lot of times they could mean well and they don't, and they're so slow on the road. I don't know if because they're trying to be annoying or difficult on the road, or because it's underpowered, or they're trying to be safe. That's another thing that you probably learn on driving class, but just because you're slow doesn't mean you're actually safer. If there's like people are running a certain speed, you kind of have to blend in with that speed.
Exactly.
And a lot of these guys actually don't have that attitude or that mentality because they're on a different type of vehicle. I don't know how to solve the problem really. So
They need to regulate it, really. Plus, they can't just let anybody drive it. That's the problem there as well. You
Yeah.
said it yourself. I mean, a 10, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old kid is not exactly going to know and going to have the proper judgment to like move around at a busy highway.
yeah.
You know?
And that's the thing. That's what the lawmakers, the LTO and the MMDA are complaining about. That we want to do something about it, but we can't call them out because they don't have a driver's license and they don't have registration for the vehicle.
Right.
So
And
like,
then
what
if
are we gonna?
If they
how
get
are we
into an
going to-
accident and cause some deaths or whatever, or other people's injuries, who's going to take blame for that?
Yeah, so it's another one of those things. It's like, how are we going to apprehend and prosecute these people? We have no existing law, and then the only
Right.
existing law that I'm aware of is that LTO 1L1B that I was talking about last week. That basically says, go ahead, get on the road if you want to.
Yeah.
What kind of law do you guys have there about e-bikes that are underpowered?
Well, if they're under 50 cc's, they can't go on major highways. Really,
They cannot.
They cannot. No, they shouldn't be.
Oh,
Anything that's running over the major highway or streets, you need to be able to have a driver's license. Also, motorcycles over 75
Yeah.
cc's needs to have driver's license as well.
yeah. So they're not allowed in the national highways here. But again, those teenagers that are driving it like don't know whether it's a national highway or not. But because the argument is that it's underpowered, so it doesn't go above the speed limit, or it's not dangerous because it's going so slow. That's what I have a problem with as a motorist myself. It's like the fact that these guys are going slow, but if they were going faster, I don't even know how to how to solve that problem.
Well, no, they can't.
I just
To solve that problem, they need to have proper guidelines on who can operate the vehicle. Somebody with a driver's license with age as well, and they need to be insured.
Here's a funny tangent before we wrap up here.
Yep.
We live right, so we're like in the middle class, lower middle class area of Las Piñas, right? So so a lot of poor people that live in my area, lower middle class or lower. Anyway, we live right next door. It's like literally across the street from an expensive high-end village. And a lot of the taller, a lot of the mechanics, a lot of the shops that we have here cater to a lot of the vehicles from the high-end subdivision across the street. And the funny thing about that is a lot of times the yayas or the drivers actually drive here on golf carts that belong on the other side. Obviously, like nobody here would own a golf cart because
Is that
we
why
don't
you
play
sent me
golf.
that picture
Which
for the
picture?
golf cart? If it's legal there,
Which one? I don't
you
know
sent
what
me a
picture you're
picture of a
talking
golf
about.
cart, and then asked me, "Is this legal there, or is this legal, or something like that?"
I don't know which one you're talking about. Probably not recently.
No, it was
But-
recent. It was a couple of days ago.
Anyway, point is namamalengke dito. The yayas go here. The house helps go here on their golf carts, instructed to buy whatever it is that they're supposed to be buying on the talipapa or the nearby shops to have something
Right.
fixed or serviced or whatever. And the amazing thing is that they come here on their golf cart. So it just
So
I
they
just
had to
find
go
it so
through.
funny.
They probably had to go through major roads to get there as well. You know, this is the one
Yeah,
that you
they-
sent me. This one
And
right
they
here.
literally just cross it like 30 seconds and they're on this side of the fence already.
Yeah, that one. Like this one. You sent me that one
When did I send that?
a couple of days ago.
Oh, that wasn't me. That was probably Tin.
Oh, that's probably 10 then. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. Because she's been looking into it and she's been wanting to get my dad, looking into getting my dad one because he doesn't really walk around much or get around much. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Add
but
to the
where can you
traffic,
drive
right?
that in the Philippines? You can't take that in major roads.
Actually, those are supposed to be made for within, well, the golf course
Subdivisions.
and
Golf
the
course?
technically. Technically, yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause,
But
I mean,
yun,
they're golf
but-
carts.
There's a loophole in the law. Now there are no rules and regulations about it. You don't have to have a driver's license. You don't even have to have it registered.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, take advantage of the law of the loophole while you can.
Right.
Yun lang yun. So that's where we are. I mean, I'm not calling it out. I'm just saying that I was worried in a sense that, oh gosh, like I didn't realize that they were allowed. I thought
Right.
there was no law, period, that they're still working on it. So it turns out there already is a law on the LTO website that says that these are recognized and they actually don't have to have a helmet or have it registered. And then we're like, oh, no wonder that's why there's so many of them
Yeah.
on the road.
Because I saw that video that you sent as well. There's just way too many on the road now. That's dangerous, man. That is dangerous. How they would consider that to be safe is beyond me.
And a lot of the, let's say, motorcycle people that are on motorcycles that
Right.
get caught not wearing a helmet or wearing slippers, which is
Right.
supposedly not allowed, is because they're only like 99% of the time, kasi dyan lang malapit lang, we're just going near.
Yeah.
We're just dropping off like 2 blocks away. So that's why I'm not wearing a helmet, because I'm not really going that far.
Right.
There's always an excuse for something.
And that's what makes it harder. And it's even dangerous, you know?
So, yun.
how are they gonna are they gonna actually take action into regulating it?
I'm
It'd
sure
be
they're
nice if
looking
they did.
into it. It's like videos like that are always like going viral.
Right.
And it's
right,
funny
right.
because from the jeepneys now it's like they're the ones that are being labeled as like hari ng kalsada. Like
The
sila pa
jeeps?
yung No. Before it used to be the jeepneys. Now
Right.
it's these e-bikes that are like
Ah.
sila pa yung mayabang, sila pa yung you're not even supposed to be on the middle of the road, but it's trying to turn left. So
Is the sheer volume getting bigger and bigger?
It's getting there.
Really?
It's getting there. Before
Right.
it was like maybe 1 in 100 that you'd see an e-bike. Now it's like 1 out of 10 that you'd see
Oh,
vehicles on the road. Like
Jesus
6, 7,
Christ.
8 of those are motorcycles, and then 2, 3 of those are private cars or public utility vehicles, four-wheeled vehicles, and then like 1, 2, or 3 of those are e-bikes. But the one that I was concerned about, I mean, these are like slow tricycle type of e-bikes, but the one
Right.
that I was discussing last week that I'm even more worried about now are these two-wheeled e-bikes that look a lot and are shape, size, and speed are almost all as fast
Identical.
as the gas powered bike that we're using,
But why would that worry you?
because these people are probably going to be driving without a driver's license.
That's true. Oh, because it's not required yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
Because if I see these underpowered tri bikes or tricycle e-bikes, I could kind of guess that it's either a senior citizen or a teenager that's driving. So okay, be kind, share the road, kind of thing, right?
right.
But with a two-wheeled motorcycle like this, I'm sure a lot will be like, "Oh, I can keep up with the regular bikes."
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. And then ego gets in the way, and then they try to ride side by side with motorcycles that are, I don't know where it's gonna go, but yeah, that's what worries me. But again, what I learned in driving school, just assume that everybody is not a good driver. I guess
Yeah,
you just have to be
just
careful.
be diligent in regards to like being attentive and everything. That's one
What's
thing.
the
I
right
learned,
word for it? Drive defensively.
Yeah, defensive driving. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so just gotta be again. But what I'm worried about is even if you're being careful, you're driving defensively, but if a guy makes a bad choice,
Right.
sometimes
Sometimes it
accident
can't be
is-
helped, but you gotta take care of it still. You gotta pay attention. That's basically it. Right?
That's a good place to end it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. We are all done for the day. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsusuporta. Is
Wow.
that right? Is that right? Did I say
Yeah.
that right?
That's
Okay.
good enough.
Next episode coming this Sunday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, as always, 7:30 p.m. Philippines. Thank you very much for tuning in. Anything you want to add?
Peace out. No, not really.
All right. Peace out, Girl Scout. Again,
work,
this is
boy.
The Flip Side with Jay Noel. My name is Jay.
Name's Noel.
We'll catch you guys later.
On the flip side.
Peace out.
Thanks for tuning in. Catch us on the next episode, Sunday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Philippines. This is